Oh yeah, I forgot to tell you one more thing that I need to do on these stairs. After I make all the little patches, before I put the next coat on here, okay? Before I put the next coat on here, I checked around and I wanted to see if I needed to do anything else around here. Now see this metal? There's two pieces of flashing, L flashing. This goes here and that way, and then this piece goes that way and back down. Well, when they caulk this, see, it's already cracking out right here. See, right in there. There's a hairline crack, all that. Right in there, see? I thought, I better clean that out. I'm gonna scrape it out with my sheetrock knife and a putty knife and stuff. Get it all ready to where I can fill that up with caulking, and I may have to put a small bead in there and get it pooched, shoved way in there, and then let it dry, and then tomorrow morning put a second coat on. And I'm going to have to do that right here too, and I wanted to make sure I did that before I got done with these stairs, because once I get done with these stairs, I think I'm just going to leave them white for this winter and see how they do. But I can already see I've only been walking on them a little bit. They're already discoloring a little, but we don't really use these stairs that much, and I could probably live with that. And plus I want to make sure that this stuff is going to work this winter, and I'm pretty sure it's going to. And so chances are, if it all sticks, I was curious to see if paint would stick over the top of this. If I could put a coat of waterproof paint, let's say, over the top of this, and maybe get it the same color, a little bit darker than the walls, let's say, green sledgy color. That's how these stairs were initially. I wasn't sure if paint was going to cover that or not, but I'm pretty sure it will. I'll have to read on the side of that to see if that can says if it's paintable. And even if it's not, I'm going to try it anyways, because the paint that I'm going to use for the stucco color, I'm gonna cut all this back in, you know, so that it looks nice and clean. And I'm sure that paint's gonna cover over that white roofing. Usually you don't paint over white roofing, do you? You just put it up there on the roof. So I think it'll paint over. I really do. Okay, so that's another thing I've got to remember. But I better clean this off now before I forget, because I don't want to get all that grubby stuff back down on my stairs and have to sweep up another time and all that. Okay, all right, look around and see if there's anything else you need to do around on these stairs for prep work. It's all about the prep, baby. You remember? See what I mean? There's no way I wanted to do that right over my freshly repaired stairs. Okay, so I've got all that cut out, so it's ready to be caulked along there. Okay, and there's a little bit of black tar in there. I'll have to get that just right in there, just a smidge more, so that can be this, so the sun can dry that out, so that I can put caulking over there. Okay, and because that caulking is so deep, see, I'm gonna spooge the caulking in there as deep as I can, and just kind of leave it in one spot and kind of pump it full as I go. And then I may have to put a finish, then let it dry, and then put a finish coat over that, because it's deep, and then it'll be fine. If I were to just put it in there and put it thick and then put some more on there and wipe it off, it's going to get kind of messy because it's deep. Plus the next day it's going to shrink and it's going to be sucked in a little bit, kind of like, see how it's sucked in here? I don't want it like that. I want a nice bead along there. So 2 coats is what I'm going to do, letting it dry between coats overnight. Okay, remember that. Okay, that's more better. You know how many times I've swept these stairs? The 4 times that I tried to fix these before, and now this time, you don't even want to know. You know, before I do my patching on here and then the next coat of roofing material, I'm going to go ahead and caulk that on the first go before I forget, because you know, once I do this I won't be able to get up here, and I want to finish this tomorrow with the second coat. Dynaflex 230 silicone tough premium elastomeric interior exterior sealant, super flexibility and crack proof, 100% waterproof, seals joints up to 2 inches wide. And that's from DAP, and I might as well get that up there. And I'm glad this is almost a full tube, and I used it to apply caulking back behind there before I put my first coat of roofing material and the cloth and the webbing tape and all that, and then I did it along both sides. And so this is almost a brand new tube. Now if this was a half a tube or something, and you know, 9 months later, this is all going to be dry in the tip, and then it's going to be hard to get out. You know how it goes. Then you're going to have to cut the tip bigger, dig it out, and all that. And speaking of caulking, I've got to remember, I don't necessarily have to do it today, but I need to do it here pretty soon. There's more of that flashing that I was noticing. Oh, look at that. Ooh, that's cool. This whole thing is going to turn red like this, and then it's going to be pink before it drops off. We're in the late fall. See here? See that? Oh, it's kind of sunny here. I can't even see it on my through my camera. Here we go. See all that? And how it just looks awful. And it looks like they didn't do a very good job, whoever did that. See how it's just on the outside and stuff? I'm going to scrape all that off and do a good job, caulk that, so that when I have my paint out, I'll be able to hit the caulking there too. And when I did the deck repairs, I noticed there was a big crack all the way along this seam over here too, between this stucco and this stucco wall, that inside corner there, see there? And so it's starting to crack again after a year or so. And it's just called proper maintenance. You just have to check things out every once in a while. And I can see where there's just little hairline bits, and I need to put some more caulking in there, right? So I'll have to get the caulking out, scrape all that stuff out. I'm not going to do it right now because I want to get that roof patch, those stairs done, and those little patches done, so that then I can put the other coat of roofing material over all the stairs. And then after that, guess what I'll do before I go in? Yeah, I'll work over on that side, cleaning out all that caulking, and then probably putting some caulking there before I call it a day. Hey, think about your project, think about the different little things you've got to do, and do them in sequence. It might make a difference. Okay, I got one coat on here, and like I said, I don't care how perfect you get that first coat, it's gonna sink in because it's too thick back behind there, and it was too wide. So I know I'm gonna have to put another coat on there. Okay, I went ahead and fixed that little bit right in there. And once I put that second coat on there, that's gonna look sweet. Here's the thing. Hey, what I always like to do, and what I tell viewers to do, and I'm including you in on that, is take your time and do things right. Okay, had I been in a rush, I would have just been out here this morning and just blown and going with the second coat and been done. Not fixing any of this stuff, not fixing any of the overlaps, not fixing this caulking up here and cleaning that out and sweeping up the deck and getting all ready for the next step and all that kind of stuff. Hey, it just depends. Could I have done that? Yeah. Would the job have looked halfway decent when I got done? Yeah. It just depends how much time and effort you want to spend on something. And as it was this morning, I spent an hour doing things that I wasn't even kind of thinking I was going to do today until I realized I saw them and did it. So, you know, hey, if it takes me a little bit longer today, then it takes me a little bit longer. Don't get in a rush and think, okay, I only got 3 hours this morning, I'm going to do all this, blah, 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 blah. And had you been taking care of time, your time wisely and stuff, had you have seen some different things that needed to be done, you could have done that, but you wouldn't have done it in the time frame that you initially thought. But hey, it's okay. You're doing it yourself. I always try to do it to the best of my ability, and if it takes a few more hours, it takes a few more hours. And then when I get all done, I can say, well, at least I tried the best I could, and however it looks after that, that's what it looks like. Okay, remember that. I kind of do that on all my projects. Okay, think about it.